We start episode 100. Oh gosh, episode 100.
That's amazing.
This is so strange.
That's
gosh.
crazy.
Filming it tomorrow. I don't know how this happened because like a year ago I was at episode 10, but because of the pandemic, just kept shooting to keep busy. Oh my goodness. So I wanted to have you both here because definitely the most asked question is, how did this show start?
Mhm.
Because I think a number of people are under the assumption I did this because of COVID and because of the pandemic with this optimistic title of It'll Be Fine, but that's not how it started. You were here with Lisa when the whole ball got rolling, because Lisa came over with the toolkit to decorate a cake and told me that there were some food allergies that I had to be mindful of. And you showed up here too, and we ended up going to this cookbook, Bunner's, because it's gluten-free and vegan. And our initial thought was to do this.
But we ended up doing some sort of apple something else.
That was another time.
It was another time, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
because the concept of the show started with the two of you here, and I kept muttering,
Yeah,
"It'll
I
be
remember.
fine."
Yeah, I remember this. The second time, Lisa wasn't there. Lisa was there the first time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like the second time you were here in my kitchen was when we shot episode 1 for what ended up being a submission for this online comedy festival.
That was the thing. It was that 24-hour comedy thing, and
of people in the summer of 2019 doing this weird thing of doing stand-up on the internet.
Oh my God, that was
weird.
So weird. Wasn't it so weird? We were like, what is this stand-up on the internet? Oh my God. That almost gives me goosebumps.
It's so bananas, but I'm trying to figure out how you ended up over when Lisa came over to bake the cake. I don't remember.
It probably was you were probably at Einstein's too, because you would host Einstein's too. You were hosting it, and then I was hosting it, and then we were all hosting it, and that was kind of like where we would hang out, and it was a Sunday thing, and when we weren't hosting it, we were doing spots and hanging out with Ruby. So maybe we all talked about it at Einstein's. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Einstein's. Is it?
I'm thinking I have like no memory.
I don't remember either. I remember.
Seems plausible.
I remember being at your house, and I remember then coming back and doing.
Yeah, and you came back to do that initial bake. But that's true. Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Everything's gonna be fine.
Nothing's wrong.
My guest to help me with the bake for episode 100 is my dear friend, Jesse Bond. Jesse is a star of stage and screen. He is a fantastic actor, also does voice work too, so you may have heard his voice in some things. But him and I, we connected because of the very first play that I ever wrote. It was called How Does a Drug Deal Become a Decent Third Date? It toured for a year. We were in Minneapolis, we were in New York City with it, Hamilton, Ontario. We took it to Montreal, but Jesse was not part of that production. But that's how we met. And I'm so glad this guy's in my life. And I'm so glad he is here to help me do this. Let's get ready. This is crazy. I know. Are you coming? It's about to start. Episode 100. 100. Let's see.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Right. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, yeah, that's such a great shot.
With Paul Constable, who, while we were there, had an audition, and now he is the Canadian Tire guy.
That's when he had the audition, was during that run? Is that right?
Yeah.
Damn, see, I could have been the Canadian Tire guy.
You're Jesse.
Man, I took an alternate route. my timeline shifted where would, you know.
But
Oh,
this
well.
year-
Well, maybe I wouldn't be here now doing this if that had happened. Who knows?
Which would break my heart.
Right. Yeah, my wannabe doppelganger.
I don't know if you remember this, but you wouldn't have been in that show had someone not been overhearing a conversation I was having with someone else.
What do you mean?
Well, I was at, it's no longer, but Bad Dog Theater in Toronto when it was first on the Danforth.
Yeah, which is where I auditioned, right?
Which is where you auditioned. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to move back a bit. Jesse, there you go. Perfect.
There you go.
Yeah, Bad Dog is where you auditioned. But I was after a show just complaining about how we weren't able to find anyone for this show. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't do the show. And Ralph Chapman, who was at the show, piped up. I'd never met him before. He was like, I know a guy. I'll give you his email. His name's Jesse Bond. He'd be great.
I don't think I knew this story. It was Ralph Chapman?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh
Just
my God. I love Ralph, and I haven't seen that guy in a million years, but wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, he just piped up. He was listening.
Was he in the show that you were doing, or he just happened to be
in the
there?
audience? I was checking a show. He was in the audience. He's like, I'll introduce you to a guy. He'd be great.
That is so crazy. Ralph, if you're watching, thank you, brother. I owe you. Man.
Do you remember that snowstorm and you and I went to go to a Letterman taping and U2 was the house band?
That's right. Yeah.
Right. So
That's
good.
right. Yeah, and I also was telling a story recently about, like, what was it, 7 in the morning or something, going to Regis and Kelly or whoever it was
I
at that
dragged
time.
you guys to go see Reg. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was Van Morrison. I was like
Yes!
5 feet away from Van Morrison. Crusty Van at 7 a.m. That was like, yeah. And the Jimmy Fallon show, the 3rd show ever of Jimmy Fallon.
Yes.
I think it was only the 3rd show. Like, it had opened that week, and I think we were there on a Thursday. So it was either the 3rd or 4th show or something. Yeah.
Do you still have your shirt?
I do. Yeah.
I
For a
have my
while, it was
shirt.
like my sleeping shirt. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a picture of us all in our shirts. I'll try to find it. Put it in there.
Yeah. Oh, that was fun. We made the most of that trip. That's for sure.
That trip was bonkers. That trip, remember on the last night when I fell down the stairs?
You almost died. Yeah.
I died. Yeah.
Again, we wouldn't be here cooking,
No.
making cupcakes.
No, I had
You fell down like a marble set of stairs, right?
face first.
Face first. Yeah. In the Hare Krishna Hotel, basically.
Yeah.
Remember, that's what that place was.
Which was next door,
Yeah.
Hells Angels Biker Bar.
Yeah. On one side was the New York Law Society, or New York, there was some big law school, something, and then Hells Angels Manhattan chapter. And we
Got to start video.
Yeah. Yay! Yay!
We're almost in New York. See, we're very close.
We're all
we're
wearing our glasses. I like this. These are my new ones.
Oh, I like them. Yeah.
Hey, Dad.
We're pretending we're in New York, but we're
That's fine. Oh my goodness. How are you feeling, Dad? How are your teeth?
Going fine.
Yeah, you're going fine. Oh, I'm glad. But you guys are doing this perfectly. This is great because we can't be in the same space right now. So I'm glad we figured this out.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
It's all
But
good.
I can't believe this is episode 100.
I can't
amazing.
either.
It is.
I mean, there's lots and lots that we've enjoyed so much.
Yeah.
We put down some special ones that, taste good and you've maybe given us samples of.
Exactly.
You want me to tell you any of them?
I would love to know, do you have like 5 episodes? Because we can complete.
Yeah, I wrote down 5 because I remember the last time we did this at episode 50. So here we are.
Oh.
We liked the lemon fudge brownies, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, that was very good.
Hello, Kelly's parents. Thank you so much for choosing my episode as one of your favorite episodes of It'll Be Fine, a baking show. I promise that the lemon tarts that me and Kelly made are very yummy, although she's a little bit of a better baker than I am. So thank you so much, and happy 100th episode. Woo!
The no bake cheese bites.
Yes, that was episode number 82 with Renee Percy.
All any child ever wants is to please their parents. And to find out that you pleased somebody else's parents, I mean, that is huge. Because, you know, they don't even have to like me. They don't know me. So this is a huge honor for me. It really is. I didn't even make my parents' list, you know, so to find out I made Kelly's parents' list, it's an honor. It is. So thank you, Kelly's mom and dad.
All right, so it'll be fine. The concept of this show was born out of having a few friends over, trying to bake a strawberry cake. That went awry. And I figured because you and I, we don't have a ton of people in the house, we're doing this solo, may as well make cupcakes and then stack them and make tiny cakes.
Yeah.
Genius.
I'm all about the tiny cakes. I love that.
Because
you know, a big cake, you would feel like, you know, I'm here by myself and I'm just going to feel sickened with myself if I have a whole cake sitting there and I feel like I need to eat this. I made it. But with cupcakes, you know, you can have one now, one later, one tomorrow, and it feels okay. Yeah.
Who am I kidding? I'm going to eat them all by the end of the night.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's okay too. Yeah, but just it's a little more fun each time. I think it's like we're gonna have 12 cakes. Speaking of that, should I be putting my oven on at this point?
Yeah, so what we're going to do for those watching, first thing we're going to do for this is we are going to preheat our oven to 350.
Yeah. 350.
350.
Okay.
And then you're going to take your little muffin cupcake tray, either line them with little liners, or I believe, Jesse, you are just like buttering them up.
Oh, you have the liners. Look at you. Those are so nifty.
It's episode 100, Jesse. I have to have liners.
I know. You know, I think I have those somewhere, but yeah, forget it. I'm just going to go with the old-fashioned greasing of the pan.
Yeah.
Now, I remember sometimes you I haven't done this for a while, but you would do the greasing with some butter. And then are you supposed to like sift a little bit of flour on top of that butter?
That is tradition. Yeah. If you're going
and that helps it to not stick. Is that the idea?
Exactly. Yeah. So we're going to start off by making the batter. So what you want to go grab is your salted butter and sugar, granulated sugar. We need a half a cup of granulated sugar and 1 stick of salted butter. And today, Jesse, you figured out.
I what?
You figured out what a stick of butter meant because you've been.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You hear a stick of butter all your life, and you're like, yeah, whatever, a stick of butter. But then when it actually comes to it, and you're like, yeah, well, what actually is a stick of butter? Like, how much is that? Like, you know, I have the classic, like, you know, block rectangle thing, 454 grams. But I've always seen the smaller ones, which seem like it's not as good of a deal if you're buying the small ones. So I've never bought them. You know what I mean? Like, it's a ripoff.
You are the first person to ever ask me what a stick of butter was. And when I saw the text, I was like, is that a philosophical question?
Wait a minute, you just knew that? Like you've known that all your life? Or you're a big baker, so you just know these things?
I am what the kids call lazy, and I like to buy individual sticks of butter in a big pack of butter.
Oh, okay. You're one of those. That makes sense. Okay. Well, I've got something here that is... So
it should be nice like this, Jesse. Just like nice and soft in here.
Nice and soft. Okay, yeah, I'm almost there. I think it's starting to feel like frosting or some kind of, you know.
Yeah. So this is going to be, as I say, for the batter. And you don't want to over whip this because we are going to be adding in a few more things. So
Right.
get it to this nice, like cloud-like consistency.
Okay.
You know,
Well,
we're making happy little clouds like Bob Ross.
it's a bit of a ragged cloud, but I'm sure there's been a cloud like this somewhere.
It's your cloud, Jesse. If it's
Yeah.
ragged, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right.
Okay, cool.
What we need to go get next, before you add in the eggs, friends, just going to show you here. We've got our 2 eggs in the bowl.
Yep.
We should beat these lightly, then add them to the mixture.
Okay.
So grab a whisk or a fork and just give these a little beating.
All right.
You know, a love punch. You're love punching your eggs.
Punch.
That sounds fine, doesn't it?
Okay. Mini pumpkin pies, because that seemed seasonal.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
That was a great one. That was our that was the Remembrance Day, Veterans Day episode because it aired in November. That was with Sharita and her daughter. And that was episode 81. So far we're liking like 88, 82, 81, the 80s. We seem to hit a sweet spot. With
Hi, Kelly. Thank you so much, Mom and Dad of Kelly's, for watching our video and enjoying our cooking edition. Right, Raina? What do you say? Thank you.
And I've always seen the same as the stick of butter. I've always wondered what really is lightly beaten. Because they're always telling you to lightly beat things. But like, you know, what? How do we know?
I feel like I have my nephew on the show asking me these questions. I don't understand.
I mean, maybe it's just me, but there may be others out there who sat up at night wondering about lightly beaten eggs.
Well,
Like, I mean, sure, like I'm now seeing, so you know, it's pretty yellow. Yeah, let me see.
it's a fair question. It's like I've got that.
That's not going to work. It's going to end up on my floor. So
yeah, I've got
anyway.
that going on.
But you know, like there's chunks of albumen or whatever the white part is sort of like floating in the white. It's not a consistent, right?
Yeah. I like that.
Like that. This is my extra special baking towel.
I love it. Oh, awesome.
Okay.
Nice. All right. So we're going to take these eggs. We are going to add it to the butter and the sugar. So pour this into the bowl with the butter and the sugar.
Yep.
All right. And gradually mix that in. So just start the mixing process again.
Would we call this folding it in?
We are not doing the fold in the cheese technique. No.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just throwing out words. I don't know what they mean.
Did you see that episode of Schitt's Creek?
No, I don't think I did.
There's an episode of Schitt's Creek where David's character, Daniel Levy's character, David, is like, fold in the cheese. What does that mean?
Yeah, I know. It does definitely create many thoughts.
Just give that a mix with the egg. And then have on standby the flour, your baking powder, and milk.
Okay. Now I can throw the baking powder in with the flour, right?
Yeah, so what we're going to do is take the baking powder, the flour, and give it a little mix together before we throw it in the bowl.
Okay, and this doesn't have to be perfectly mixed. Mine, again, is a bit ragged and chunky. That's okay?
I think that's fine. Yeah, because we're just going to keep adding things to it. So.
I'm making chunky cupcakes is what's happening over here.
They're still
all right.
Beautiful. They're still beautiful. All right.
So baking powder, 1.5.
Yeah, so a teaspoon and a half of baking powder added to 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Of course, make this gluten-free, but we're going for the full thing. So.
I did like the Greek baklava. We always like baklava. Yeah.
That was episode 80. So look at that. Episodes 80, 81, 82. We're like Mom and Dad
from Los Angeles. This is Ian Zandy. Thank you so much, Kelly's mom and dad. I heard you enjoyed the baklava episode. One of your favorites. That's really sweet. I appreciate hearing that you enjoyed my content and also Kelly's. She did a wonderful job hosting. Keep tuning in for all those episodes. It's a really fun time. Take care. Stay safe.
Okay. I had to borrow these measuring spoons from my lovely neighbor. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Chris downstairs. Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay.
I borrowed this bowl from my parents. Borrowed.
Okay. Nice.
Thought it was nice. Okay. All right. And then we are going to, in batches, if you're using a KitchenAid so it doesn't fly all over you, or even if you're doing it handheld, but in batches, mix in the flour and the baking powder.
This is so fun. The only other baking I've done during this whole thing, I've done a ton of cooking, but baking, I hopped on the sourdough train very early on, and made a couple lovely loaves of sourdough bread.
Nice. I have to admit, I am back on the bread train.
Oh yeah?
I'm back. I'm back, baby. Making bread.
Oh really, eh? So yeah. And how's that going?
It's great. I ate like half the loaf the other day when that crazy news came out of Washington.
Oh yeah. Well, that's bread time. That's when you need a good loaf of bread.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure bread sales went through the roof.
That was nuts. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, and that's why we're making strawberry cupcakes.
Exactly. Eating our feelings. It'll be good. Okay. All right. So once that is all mixed together, and you want to kind of have this look to your dough.
Okay.
You want,
Yeah.
I
think I'm approaching that look.
After that, you mentioned in the folding technique, we will be folding in our milk.
Oh yeah? All right.
Yeah.
Finally, folding.
And the folding technique, it's not mixing around. You are basically just taking your dough, pushing it to one side, pushing it to the other side.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of folding in the sourdough process.
Yes.
It's all about the folds.
It is all about the folds.
Okay, I think I'm at a pretty good consistency, I think.
Amazing. And for myself, I am using oat beverage as my milk replacement. What dairy do you
beverage? I have got some unsweetened original hemp straight from the lovely folks at Manitoba Harvest.
Nice. Yay. I like how our boxes kind of look the same. I mean, they're different products, but they kind of look
Oh yeah, look at that. That's cool. Okay. Nice.
All right. So we need 1 tablespoon of milk.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Friends, we're now at the halfway point. Look how easy this is.
You know what this is? This is like folding a fitted bed sheet.
I have yet.
But I know I'm stealing your joke. I saw you do that joke on stage in New York or somewhere. Yeah. That is a tip to Kelly's stand-up.
That is my rotating New Year's resolutions, friends.
Yeah. No, but it's good. It's always a thing. But this is exactly what that feels like to me. Like it's sort of working, but not really. And then you're just like, yeah, I guess that's good.
Watch me give up. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Seriously, I have thrown dough everywhere. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Oh yeah?
I have.
Wow, this is a very creamy consistency that I wasn't expecting. This has really turned a corner, my dough.
Exactly. Now, this is not in the recipe because what we're doing is we're taking a frosted cup recipe and we're turning it into a strawberry cake. I'm thinking, let's go grab like 2 strawberries, chop them up, and toss them in the batter.
2 strawberries, 2 large strawberries.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm gonna go, okay, because I've got a bit of a crazy mixture. I've got strawberries from my garden, as I was telling you. I've got some wild, but they're all very small, so I'm probably gonna put a little more. Yours are. Let's see how big yours are.
Well, this one's frozen. That one just.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I've got like this size.
Right. And so you're gonna do 2 of that size?
I'm gonna chop them up finely and toss them in the batter so that we have strawberries in our cake batter.
Definitely.
There.
Now I also have a mixture of. I had some frozen raspberries because I don't know if I had enough strawberries. So I'm throwing that in too, and there might be a few stray blueberries. I know I'm like getting crazy here, but
you're making the point. It's fine. Here, as I've got dough all over my hands, but that's what I've got going here. If you want to take a look, Jesse.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much are you filling? Well, I guess just evenly distribute, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to evenly distribute, not get it too to the top because of course we're going to stack these. So like we're going to cut half of them and then smush them with the other one. So if they don't if they don't all rise and have that perfect cupcake top, that's okay because we'll smush them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or you could just elaborately decorate all 12 of them, but I'm definitely going to stack some to make like a tiny strawberry cake.
Okay, yeah, cool, I'll do that. Yeah, I might save some separate ones because I'm gonna deliver to some friends.
Awesome. Nice.
Hey, how about chocolate peanut butter bars?
That was episode number 97 with Critique out of Chicago. Those, have you made those yet, Dad? Have you made those for Mom?
No, we haven't made them yet. I know yeah, they look, everything looks so, I'm not saying simple, but it's so nicely done. Yeah.
It kind of, in a way, it kind of is simple. You don't have to make things really complicated to taste super.
I know.
Hello, Kelly. Thank you for having me on It'll Be Fine, a baking show. Thank you for promoting my comedy album, Nick and Sheila's Kid. And thank you, Kelly's mom and dad, for choosing our episode as one of your favorite episodes. And thank you to my mom and dad for letting me cook in your kitchen.
Oh, I didn't know you used our kitchen.
Well, now you know. Happy 100 episodes.
Cheers.
Look at these bibbies. They are done. These cupcakes, these strawberry cupcakes smell amazing. We're going to let them cool. I'm going to put them on a little rack, cool them off. Jesse and I are going to get to making the frosting.
And they look good.
Okay.
But they look a little bit, like injera bread, like Ethiopian bread. Because I think when my strawberries are so small, and as I was putting them in, I think a lot of strawberry juice also went in. So I think I had a little extra liquid in here. Would that account for bubbling?
Absolutely. Yeah.
See, don't do this at home, kids.
That's fair. We took a risk, but we're going to make it work. It'll Be Fine is the name of the show.
Yeah, it will be fine. I would eat these right now. They look great. They just don't look like, traditional, beautiful cupcake. Oh my God. Okay, see that? Let me, I'm going to pull one out to show you the difference.
But Jesse, remember, we are covering these in frosting.
No, I know. No one will ever see this.
Good.
I think it's cool. It's sort of like, I don't know, Ethiopian cupcakes.
I dig it.
There we go.
Okay, it's good.
Can you see all the
little face? That's cute.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Ethiopian eats, does Minneapolis not have a large Ethiopian culture? Or
yeah, they've got like big North African. So there was a lot of Somali and a few other countries. But yeah, we got to try some restaurants that I don't know if we even have here. Like there was some pretty interesting ones.
There's some pretty.
There was one that was like, I can't remember now, but it was unlike anything I've ever had, and I've never seen it since.
Oh, such good food there. Such good food. And, and speaking of Minneapolis and Minnesota, the one and only Vicky Joan, we have to say.
Yeah. Props to Vicky Joan and Larry Rip.
And Larry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She's a gem. She is a gem. I know she was going through some health stuff recently, so we'll see some good vibes.
Right, for sure.
She's freaking amazing. If you're in Minneapolis, say hi to Vicky, Joan, and Larry.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Can't do anything better. Shall we make some frosting while we're waiting for the cupcakes?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So, to those at home, you want to go grab your confectioner's sugar. It's hard to say. You can also call it powdered sugar, icing sugar, or castor sugar.
Castor sugar. Okay, that's good.
It is the Puff Daddy of sugars. It has things.
No, and I like your technique that you gave me. I did the coffee grinder technique. It's amazing. Like you just make your own. I'll never buy that again.
You don't have. I just put it out of business.
Yeah. Yeah, and it increases your volume because at one point I didn't have enough sugar and I was like, well, that's okay. And then after I did that, suddenly expanded sugar.
I will confess, I was a little short of what I needed. So I also tossed in some sweetened coconut flakes.
Ah, cool. Okay. I was gonna throw in some maple. I was gonna throw in some maple syrup, but I just don't know how that would go.
You can do a little drizzle as we're mixing the frosting. I mean, we're winging it already.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna have like Canadian Ethiopian cupcakes.
Made in Minneapolis. That's
with love. Okay.
All right. So grab your unsalted butter for this one.
Yeah, unsalted butter. Okay.
And it should, of course, be at room temperature because we've got to mix this together. And then
I'm missing something. 1 second.
We can.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man, it's gonna be so good.
I'm so excited. My mom cannot wait to try these. So.
Yeah. I might be making more batches of these to spread around the neighborhood.
It's a pretty simple recipe to follow. You know, it's not too complicated.
And as I have shown, a little freestyling doesn't derail anything.
You need to freestyle a bit in your life. Be bold in 2021.
Yep. Wow, this is okay.
All right. I definitely wouldn't be too heavy on the maple syrup, but I think half a teaspoon should be good enough.
Okay.
And then either in your KitchenAid like I have, or as Jesse's doing, mix it up.
Oh boy. Well, you know what? I have a fancy apron that I was going to put on, and I should have done that first because now I have flour all over me. Check out my this sexy little number.
That's beautiful, Jesse.
Like that?
Beautiful. I've got my It'll Be Fine apron.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Gonna do
the show. You're the sensors are watching, Kelly. You got to watch out. So is this a good size? Like a small?
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah.
And should I be cutting the corner first before I put it in or after?
No. After.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. But there's so many great baking innuendos, Jesse. You know, like hot nuts, stiff peaks.
Stiff peaks. That's a good one. That's going to be the name of my new band.
Will you be wearing that shirt and that apron?
Yeah, that's all I've got.
I like it together.
Right now. That's all I've got is the wardrobe. There's nothing else. There's nothing else behind this gimmick.
All you need is the wardrobe, really. All you need is the wardrobe.
I've gotten this far on it.
Exactly. Okay. So if you're playing the home game with a piping bag, the recipe calls for a star tip for your pipe I don't know if I picked the right one, but it looks like a star.
Okay.
And this process.
I'm just loading this baby right up.
Stuff your bag.
Stuff my bag. Yeah.
That sounds like a really, that sounds like a game show on Pornhub.
Yeah.
Were there any other episodes during the season? I know you were quite partial to the one that just aired with James Gangle, because you and James did.
Okay. I've got to tell James personally, I forgive you for putting me on stage when I was I tell you, I was beside myself. I know it turned out to be a romantic scene because he thought, oh my, and I said, no, sweetie, it's hot flashes. That's what you're feeling. And everybody had a good laugh. And then, of course, it was nice to see Marcel St. Pierre. Most gentlemen these days are touting their beards. I don't know what's happening to the stocks in Gillette, but anyway, yes, it's quite something.
How are you? I know you are mostly anti-beard, but I feel like it suited Marcel.
Oh, yes, it did. Yeah. And our mutual, I'm calling a mutual friend, Robert's friend out of Miami. Yeah, he's a real nice guy.
He's really like a fun individual.
Yeah. And you know, Robert was moving, so maybe he knows that. Robert's moving to a home office, and isn't everybody in the middle of doing something right now? And then the fellow that was cooking, and he had the cat in his kitchen. That was hilarious. That cat really wanted to be on the camera.
That cat did. And Kirk, you and I were talking after. He had a crazy story about getting injured in that.
Oh, that was terrible. How he won his money in Vegas, and then he got knocked out, and he was unconscious for 9 days? I mean, he's so lucky he's alive, that person.
I know.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. And then the 2 children that were cooking with her mom, that was really sweet.
Okay, so.
Okay. Ready? Let me show you. It's like my little abominable snowman.
Oh my, that looks amazing. Good work.
It's cute. It's cute.
Good work. Oh, that's awesome. Mine pales in comparison.
Nah. All right, let's see what happens here.
You're cutting it in half now?
I'm going to, You
want to see my attempt?
I do, please. Oh, she's cute.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of all the berries. I got a blueberry, a raspberry, and 2 strawberries on top.
I love it. Now let's do a slice, and we'll try to do a little
Okay.
little shot of what this looks like in the middle.
Wow.
Oh, dude.
Whoa! Oh my God, that looks amazing. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh my God, that looks so good.
That looks great.
Oh my gosh. Until you are able. All right, ready?
Okay, ready?
2, 3. That's awesome.
Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty spectacular. Wow.
I have goosies. Oh man, that's good.
Oh man. It's like, I don't know, summer has arrived. The pandemic is over. America is united. It's all happening with each bite.
Well, you know, the day after this episode airs, Joe Biden gets sworn in as president. So
Okay.
Here's to good stuff.
Yeah.
Unreal. This is so fucking good. Well,
I had faith. I knew it was going to be good, but like this is on another level, I think.
Yeah. This is good. Well, sir, thank you for joining me today.
You're very welcome.
I'm so glad we did this.
Yeah, it's fun.
It was good to see you and hang out. And
yeah, in the flesh, sort of.
As best we can right now.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, this is what we need to be doing. More of this.
You know who I need to get on the show? Vicky Jones.
Oh, you have to. I think they'll come as a package. I think it'd be Vicky and Larry.
Got to get Vicky and Larry on. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah. Oh, she would love it.
I hope so.
Definitely. And you somehow have to work bubbles into it somehow, because I still love their bubbles.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be
No.
Well, you know very well, Dad's the baker. He made a big apple pie last night. In fact, that's the second in 3 days. We've devoured an apple pie together in 3 days. But then what else do you do when it's, pandemic, you're stuck at home, you can't walk, whatever. And it's all going on the hips right now.